Hello again, YouTube. Wanted to make a video about another topic relating two topics actually about, there's that noise again, about who true Christians would be up against and who apostates really are. So a couple things. I'm not going to go into depth about it, but just wanted to point out a couple things that I found interesting in another translation of the Bible. Of course, the Watchtower says that apostates are mentally diseased and they're dangerous and all of those things. It says that we had a wrestling not with flesh and blood, but with wicked spirit forces. That's who Christians would be up against in these last days. Interesting, in this J.B. Phillips version, I'm going to relate these two scriptures. Christians were up against, listen to what this one says. The heading says, "Be forewarned and forearmed in your spiritual conflict. Put on God's complete armor so that you can successfully resist all the devil's craftiness. For our fight is not against any physical enemy, it is against organizations and powers that are spiritual. We're up against the unseen power that controls this dark world and spiritual agents from the very headquarters of evil." Organizations and headquarters that have power that are spiritual. Organizations that are religious, that are powerful, that are spiritual. So yeah, we don't have a wrestling against each other, flesh and blood. We have a wrestling against religious organizations, is what this J.B. Phillips says. Love this Bible. So that kind of threw up a red flag to me. This uses the word organization. We have a wrestling against organizations we need to put our armor on to. Linking that to apostates, this Bible also has something interesting to say about apostates. It links apostates directly to dangers of false doctrine and the love of money. So apostates are directly related to money and making a profit off of the Christian religion. This sort of thing you should teach and preach. This is in 1 Timothy 6, 3 and 4. Anyone tries to teach some doctrinal novelty and does not follow sound teaching, which we base on our Lord Jesus Christ's own words, and which leads to Christ-like living, then he is a conceited idiot, is what this one says. His mind is a morbid jumble of disputation and argument, things which lead to nothing but jealousy, quarreling, insults, malicious innuendos, continual wrangling. In fact, among men of warped minds who have lost their real hold on the truth, but hope to make some profit out of the Christian religion. So let's think about who makes a profit off of this and wrangles all the time, because I did look deeper into this, and mentally diseased, I went in and looked deeper into those definitions, and it really means someone who is obsessed with debating. I seem to know a certain publishing company that is obsessed with debating things about the Bible. And I know a certain publishing company that is making a lot of money off of those publications, and is making a profit off of the Christian religion. They have a real estate holdings company and make millions, possibly billions off of that and their members. Now, here are people, individuals that they're calling dangerous apostates who are not making a bit of profit, who are saying, hey, we just want to follow Jesus. We just like the words that Jesus is saying and we want to be free. But here is a description of what's matching these words to the letter in this Bible. They're making a profit off of the Christian religion. They're wrangling. They're haughty. They're not backing down. It's not looking good for you, Watchtower. So who is the apostate? I think we know who the apostates are. But really, the apostates are linked directly with spiritual organizations with power that are trying to make a profit off of the Christian religion. You do the math. So, I don't have the answers. I'm just looking at scriptures, trying to figure things out. I'm not trying to get anyone to follow me. I'm just seeing these things for myself. What do you think? Hey, little man walking down the street. So anyway, hopefully I'll make some more videos this week, but that was one thing that jumped out at me. Those are the things that apostates have in common. Making a profit off Christian religion, wrangling, and being an organization that has spiritual power. Looking bad, Watchtower. See you next time. Bye.